All right, guys, so we are live here. Match number 2, iNTACT Esports up against Rain. iNTACT Esports now sitting at 6-0 after being victorious in their last one, 16-8 on Nuke, in which Noxio was the star, coming in at 25-10 in terms of his frags. And looking at Rain, I mean, their squad changed completely since last season. They were 9-7 in main, 0-1 in the playoffs, which was apparently good enough to make it to ESEA Advanced, but they just decided, you know what, entirely new squad. And a pretty solid one at that. You have Mikey, KMZ, Mize, Spammer, and Dolphy over on iNTACT, well, as usual. Swan, Nox, Optimus, Turismo, and Shakezilla. Nox hitting 100+ ADR in the last match for the first time this season. And now he's going to look for some action over from Squeak and gets down to 1 HP engaging with Spammer. Like it's going to be Swan getting one. Dolphy going to find a double though, and KMZ, Mikey and KMZ again, just like that, in 5 seconds flat, get all 5 frags against iNTACT. They come up and lead 1-0 here, perhaps doing a bit of scouting. In the previous match, they were all inside the chat. I think I saw KMZ for sure, Mize as well, Spammer was there, and so was Dolphy. Not sure if Mikey had joined up, but you got 4 out of 5 at least of Rain watching the previous match on Nuke to try and see if they can get an edge on iNTACT. We'll see how it goes down. iNTACT, no stranger to losing this pistol round. That's what happened to them in the previous match as well. They were down 5-1 for those of you who were watching, and they came back with a vengeance, winning 16-8. That is 15-3 in 18 rounds. As Rain now going to try and do some damage here. 2 AKs and a Galil butt up. That's 3 rifles. That could be risky here as iNTACT. Shake's going to get that frag over the smoke with the deagle. It's a great smoke thrown. Very intentional to make sure they can get that boost and have a one-way. Optimus going to get a second Wandig over on Mikey. Spammer's now walking into damage as well. Shakes gets his second. Now it's down to KMZ and Mize. The Deagle's doing the work. Shakes on the flank. He gets Mize. KMZ the last one standing here with the AK in hand. And like I said, all those rifles bought up. Free guns for iNTACT all over the place. AK picked up by Turismo. Shake has one. Actually, the Galil as well after the 3K with the Deagle. And KMZ is going to walk into this angle being held by Nox. He's going to make no mistake. And there's another AK for iNTACT. They strike back immediately here to tie this one up at 1-1. Ooh, goodness gracious. No 5-1 this time. iNTACT's already woken up here. Rain looking confused, says Zebro. Yeah, it was a really interesting strat by iNTACT. They didn't use that, from what I saw anyway, in the previous match. Could have happened earlier on in the first half, which I didn't get to see all of. But in any case, KMZ going to try and respond here with an eco round on Rain's side, getting the Deagle headshot on Swan at the outside area. But still, the rifles that iNTACT had from the previous round are in hand. Rain trying to eco them right on back. Believe that Turismo's still the frag leader on the squad after that last match. Was 100 frags anyway before that last match. Almost certainly the KDR leader still, or excuse me, the ADR leader. Spammer gonna walk out here. He gets fragged by Nox, who's holding the B ramp area, looking for more now, and perhaps another really impressive performance from Nuke coming from him. But he will go down to Mize as he charges down with the CZ. So there we go. The AK picked back up by Rain. Could be lost here as Mikey's being engaged over by Optimus. Turismo gonna get that frag on Mize. He tried to sneak into that B-side. KMZ rocking the Wandigs here. Looking for more is Mikey, who finds the head of Turismo through the wall with the AK. Down to 31 HP is Turismo. 131 HP combined left for iNTACT in a 3v1. Turismo, oh my goodness, gets the ankle on Mikey but cannot find him. Optimus though, luckily for him there for the trade. And now Turismo finds Dolphy as well, leaving only KMZ standing, and a valiant effort by Rain. Unfortunately for them, they were 25 HP away from a round victory, and Turismo and Optimus made every single tick of health count. iNTACT win this round 2-1 in their favor, and they have now retaken the lead. It's still early, of course, to say retaken the lead because it was only 1-0 in favor of Rain, but still, 3 rounds expired. iNTACT striking back. Rain doing the damage to the economy of iNTACT at least somewhat, because iNTACT had 3 rifles picked up off the ground in the previous one that were carried over from round number 2. And now looking at their economy, it's well, not too great for Shake, Turismo, and Nox, but Optimus and Swan are sitting pretty there. Rain. 4th round of play. Deagles across the board, but nothing else. Actually, not across the board. Spammer still has the Glock. Swan playing the unorthodox positions with the op, and only Swan can do so. Plays pretty much anywhere he wants. And gets a double there. Last time, not the last match on Nuke, but the one before that, Swan with his team kind of on a bit of a save round, charged up with the CZ in towards that mid-red box. And got a couple of frags. Or actually, it wasn't CZ, it was the op. What am I saying? Anyway, Nox getting behind one over from big box at ramp on Mize, leaving only Spammer, and Nox gets the second one. So Nox rolling along here, his momentum continuing from the previous match, and iNTACT now lead by a scoreline of 3-1. That's a sick iNTACT logo, says Anthem Halo. I do like it. Oh yeah, the sub badge too. That is good too. But speaking of the logo, it's one of the cleaner logos that I've seen, and I like it when you keep it simple and get the message across. iNTACT 3, Rain 1. 5th round of play. Smikey walking into Squeaky here. 5 AKs bought up by Rain. Don't believe they had enough for the op. KMZ probably wants to pick that up eventually. KMZ on the season. 129 frags, 1.17 KDR, an ADR of 86.4. Mikey, who you see now, actually at the bottom of the frag list, but not too, it doesn't matter. Still doing the job. 97 frags, 0.83 KDR, and actually leading the way for headshots. Every 1 in 4 shots, 1 in 4 kills for Mike is a headshot. Pretty good for him. Still waiting to get things going here in this 5th round of play. 1 minute on the clock. Rain taking their time, likely gonna head into this A site. Dolphy, Mikey coming up from Squeaky. Dolphy tries to flash himself out, but Shake's waiting behind the smoke. Turismo finds 1, then 2, then 3 through the smoke. KMZ goes down. Turismo flicking around towards Hut, trying to find a 4th. Swan helps him out there, leaving only Spammer, who's trying to sneak in from Mini, but not much sneaking going on here as he's been spotted out by 3 iNTACT members. Nox cleans up the rest. Spammer goes down. iNTACT pick up a 4th round victory, and that buy round did not play out well for Rain. 3 members at 1 frag or less so far. The only one really who's clicking is KMZ at 4 and 4. The top fragger on the squad, who is Dolphy, is certainly not there as of yet at 2 and 4. He has 135 on the season and 13 rounds where he's had 3 frags, 4 more. Spammer, Mikey just gonna walk out to Turismo, farming more frags, picks up another 3, looking for more, could get the 4K, no, it does not find it, but Optimus gonna find KMZ in the end. 5-1 for iNTACT, very quick round there. Rain just kind of wanted to get that one over with. Tried to push into vents to go for that B plant, it did not work out as Turismo was waiting inside of Mini for exactly that to go down. 7th round of play now, and this one has a relatively quick pace to it, maybe a little bit quicker than the previous one against Minigunners. Las Vegas Minigunners falling to 2 and 4 in the season. They have a 3-game losing streak, courtesy of iNTACT in that last one. iNTACT now 2-0 on Nuke this season as Swan finds the opening frag on KMZ. Optimus sprays down 2. Mikey and Dolphy go down. This is a buy round for Rain, and it looks like an eco as iNTACT just picked them apart in the first 20 seconds of the round. We're now at 122, and Mize and Spammer certainly didn't want that to happen. Optimus waiting inside a hut. Swan's pinching it as well from Trophy. Spammer throws the molly, gives away his position. Optimus finds his 3rd on the round, and Turismo wraps it up with the frag on Mize. So, iNTACT 6, Rain 1, but Rain will indeed have the full loss bonus coming in of 3,400. It's not enough for full utility, and I think that's what they're discussing right now. Are they going to get the AKs and deal with the utility that comes with it? According to that economy, indeed they will. Forcing up the AKs, 4 smokes, a flash, a molly, and an HE. So you still have at least 4 smokes to set up a wall of smokes outside, which they haven't done yet. Might be worth trying. As a molly flies in there from iNTACT towards Squeaky Door. Molly and Hut, as well as a flashbang, flies into Fork here from the hands of Optimus. Swan and Shake playing the outside area. Swan, no stranger to playing outside garage here. Has his op scoped in and holding the angles. Oh man, Misses an easy shot on KMZ. He had a lot of time to line that up. It was only a little bit of space, only a little bit of his head shown, but still. That's a shot that Swan will hit 9 times out of 10. Shake waiting around the corner, close range here. Hasn't played this position all match, and it could pay off for him. No one even checks it! Shake is hiding on the flank here. He could get 2, maybe 3 frags. Shake finally going to come out here and waits. Maybe almost a little too long. He does get 1 on Spammer. And we'll see if he has the call. It certainly had a lot of information around that smoke. As iNTACT have Turismo playing right next to Decon. Pops out, gets 1, then 2. Nox finds us 3rd on Mikey, and now KMZ is the last one standing up against both Nox and Turismo. Good tap there from KMZ over on Nox. Turismo around the corner, sprays back and forth, and gets KMZ. Turismo with another 3K. 7-1 in favor of iNTACT, and Rain really has to get things together here. It's falling apart quickly. They call a match pause to try and talk things over. Mikey nodding his head up and down, trying to keep himself pumped, and in this one. They're really going to have to pick up their game. Spammer, Mize, and Mikey have been stuck at 1 frag for Mikey, 1 frag for Mize, and 0 frags for Spammer since round number 2. That has to change. KMZ really the only one with Dolphy getting frags. Dolphy only has 1, and KMZ only has 2 since we last discussed this. Turismo is the one hitting double-digit frag territory first this time around. 13-2. And it's Optimus 7-1. Only 1 death for Optimus. Swan and Nox at 6, and Shake at 4. iNTACT's just looking so strong. In the chat, God and Liberty saying, damn, iNTACT killing it. iNTACT MDL says, try to be me. Maybe. Certainly possible. I mean, they're rolling along in advance so far. This match looks pretty good. I mean, it's not over yet. It's Counter-Strike. Anything can happen, but iNTACT is just such a tight squad that plays so much Counter-Strike together. And they have, I think, WESG closed qualifiers on October 20th. And they play all these qualifiers together. They do so much. SEVO as well. They're getting the practice and they need to. They're taking this extremely seriously. And for a team that certainly wanted to find themselves in MDL at this point, but aren't quite there yet, have a lot of motivation to get to that point and will be ready to encounter those MDL squads. They've already beaten them on several occasions in qualifiers, so it won't be any mystery to them if they make it to MDL next season, facing off against those guys. Here we go. The match pause has now ended. 9th round of play, guys. Rain looking to string something together with 3 CZs bought up, a P250, and a Glock. Over on iNTACT, they've got 3 AKs picked up from who knows what round. I guess the last one. 1 M4A4 and an AWP. Swan always mixing it up here. Never plays the same position twice in a row, or at least on Nuke doesn't play the same position. He likes to rotate around and catch the opposing team off guard, and this time you'll find him in admin. Taco Mike saying they're not MDL because ESEA wanted to shrink MDL. And I don't really mind that decision. I just think that, I don't know. We've talked about it so much and I promised myself that I wouldn't harp on it. But iNTACT should have at least been given a shot to get to MDL. And I think we've all discussed this before. Anyone who's been following iNTACT since Maine. Anyway, Shake's going to find 1 on KMZ. Mikey goes down as well. These CZs not doing much. Finally, Mize gets 1 on Nox. Nox got a double before going down. And it's up to Mize and Spammer. Mize does have the AK. Surprised not going to drop it for Spammer, who has more HP. We'll see if that trade happens. It doesn't, and it won't, since Spammer got fragged immediately walking out from B ramp. Mize does get the trade on Swan, but he's got a 1v3 on his hands. Optimus back, and Mize finds the 3rd. Turismo goes down. Optimus could get caught out as well. Rain. Mize looking for that 4th frag. Throws a smoke. Comes around. Shake caught off guard. Gets a 4K. Optimus. Whew. Cutting it close there, but Optimus takes down Mize. What a Herculean effort by Mize in the 1v4. Almost pulling it off, but shut down at the very end. And had he continued to come around that corner on the left side of ramp room, he could have found the frag on Optimus and then gotten Shake as well. He just hesitated, went back, still found Shake, but because he couldn't get the initial frag on Optimus, who had the advantage on him, that was that. 8-1 in favor of iNTACT. 10th round of play and match paused again for Rain to talk things over. Guys, hope you're enjoying the cast so far. What a bunch of gods, says CSGO Will. iNTACT greatest of all time, says CMX. I really feel like this could be going much better for Mochilla. Your prediction is no bueno right now. I didn't see the prediction. What was the prediction, Mochilla? I'm curious. Anyway, here we go. Pause has ended. 10th round of play. Here they come, throwing the molly immediately into Squeak Door. They blew the door up, so it's gone. Swan gonna take advantage of that and peek around the corner. Flicks to Mikey and finds it. Optimus now creeping into Hut. KMZ and Dolphy waiting to greet him. KMZ goes down. Optimus falls back, waiting for more engagements to come his way. Rain just cannot buy a break. And some good aggression, calculated aggression from iNTACT, paying off. Now, finally, Optimus is going to go down here. Spammer flies around the corner with the wide peak. Nox going to pinch in as well. Coming in from vending machines and trophy. He goes down. Turismo finds one in the meantime. 2v3. Rain, Mize and Spammer. Mize again still standing, trying to perhaps get a couple more frags and make a multi-kill round count for a victory. Oh, Turismo's on a beautiful flank here. Could find both. Does! That's that. Turismo plays it perfectly. Mize and Spammer go down, and that's going to be that. iNTACT do indeed come out with the 9th round victory. 9-1 in their favor. How many 3K plus rounds does Turismo have? I think it's 4 now. 16-3. What's the ADR? 200? Obviously, I'm joking, but 139 ADR for Turismo. 5.33 KDR. Ugh. That's nutty. Swan coming out there. There's Spammer. Finally spots out Swan, who's playing aggressively there over at the mid box once more. Nox going to trade it back on KMZ, though. Top offer is down for iNTACT, which could be a little troubling on a map like Nuke. And then the other op is gone, too. Still, iNTACT sitting pretty comfortably here with an 8-round lead. Shake on top of the... Wait, where is Shake? Ah, on top of garage roof here. All right. Boost it up. Mikey coming in towards Squeaky. Could be engaging here. Oh, Shake. Was not expected to be there by Spammer. You got to feel for Spammer on that one. Down to a 3v3. Didn't even know where it was coming from. Mikey. Gonna go out Squeaky. Optimus turns his back at the wrong time, but then flicks around and still finds Mikey and goes through Squeaky Door. Unfortunately, does finally go down. Dolphy now in a 2v2. Shake gets a frag on Mize, makes it a 2v1. Turismo sneaking up from Hut. Dolphy doesn't expect it, goes for the bomb plant, and Turismo again finding the sneaky plays and getting the frags. iNTACT come out with a 10th round victory. It looked like Rain had something going there. They got a couple of frags. The ops were down, but then iNTACT once more took over here, and they get into double-digit round victories after only 11 rounds have expired. 10-1 lead for them. Not forgetting this is an iNTACT squad that back in the playoffs last season, when they were up against Meraki Esports, won 16-1 on Nuke. Could it happen again for them? That was when they were in ESEA main. Still undefeated in ESEA League play. Chuck saying it's going to be 16-2. Mochilla saying, I have faith in 5 rounds. 16-5 was Mochilla's prediction. 12th round of play, guys. Spammer coming out here towards the B ramp with Dolphy. Dolphy could find one. He does. Traded back by Swan immediately. Swan from admin getting a second. How does he survive? How does he survive all that fire to get that second frag? 3 people spraying down an AK at him. Just peeks perfectly and gets 2. Turismo does find 1 for himself before going down. Mikey trades it back. 2v2 now. Optimus and Shake up against Mikey and Dolphy. Shake right next to the double doors here. Here's the bomb being planted, and likely he's going to call Optimus over from Secret. Optimus sneaking his way in to join up with Shake as they try to go for this retake. Shake, in the meantime, from window, going to get Dolphy, leaving only Mikey with 19 HP and a prayer in this corner. The molly thrown forces him out of position, and now Mikey has to play an uncomfortably close angle over at double doors, and he's going to go down. Optimus finds him, and iNTACT do indeed secure an 11th round victory. So every time it looks like something's happening for Rain, someone from iNTACT responds and shuts them down. 11-1 in their favor. Rain have had the 3,400 loss bonus for 10 rounds in a row. I shouldn't say 10 rounds in a row. 7 rounds in a row. They certainly want that to end. It's giving them the AK buy-ups. Unfortunately, it's not resulting in anything. iNTACT. 2 AKs, 2 M4s, and AWP. Shake at the blue box. Outside, looking down at Dolphy, finds one. 3 more Rain members coming out. They should have had that smoke thrown sooner. Not having the smoke thrown for the wall of smokes there to ensure that they're not spotted out was the mistake in that round. Even with the smoke, Shake's gonna spam on through it, find Mize, Turismo flicking around. He gets KMZ and Spammer, who was shooting at him through the smoke. Mikey, the last one standing in secret, and there's Turismo. 3K again. I've been saying that a lot this match. 12-1 for iNTACT, and Turismo's already at 20 frags. 21-4. Turismo has woken up here on Nuke against Rain. No one on Rain above 6 frags, all of them below the 500 mark. And they have more questions than answers against iNTACT. And Rain, who started the season at 3-0, actually struggling over the last 3. 1-2, their only victory coming against the Fundamentals, 16-12 on Overpass. They were close matches, don't get me wrong. Reborn was a loss 16-13 on Mirage, and they lost against Make War Not Love, 16-11 on Cash. But here it's just... And of course, iNTACT, like a lot of people might be saying in the chat, they're on another level in terms of advanced. I think they're certainly at the top of advanced. I don't want to say the best team because they haven't played Final Feature yet, and I do want to see that matchup. But Turismo going to find the frag on Mize. Now Spammer does trade it out. Dolphy finds Nox. We have a 3v3. KMZ gonna get Shake. So maybe, just maybe, Rain can come out with a round victory here in a 3v2. But Optimus, from his usual position inside of Fork, gets that frag on Dolphy and falls back into Hut. KMZ working at the outside. Oh, what a peek by Swan, crushing the hopes of KMZ in the round through the window. Getting that frag from hell. Spammer, the last one standing here for Rain. And every time they've had a man advantage, iNTACT has had an answer. 45 seconds left. He does pick up the bomb. Optimus and Swan both hanging out near the A site. Swan, an easy rotate to be if he has to. 36 seconds left for Spammer to make a decision. And Optimus behind these vents has a clear view of both Hut and Squeaky. Spammer close to engaging with Optimus here. Optimus flicks around, does see him, but Spammer gets the jump on him, the quicker trigger finger, and doesn't take much damage either. Thinking about getting the AK. Didn't see Swan come up. Had he looked just for a second longer, could have had the edge on Swan. Swan turns to the Deagle to try and get the frag, but does not find it. Throws an HE and, well, flicks out to find Spammer with the op. Doesn't even need the HE or the Deagle. That's going to be that. 13-1 for iNTACT, and, I mean, it looked great for Rain. Again, 3v2. Started to get things going. Swan and Optimus shut down their hopes of the round victory, though. 15th and final round of play. Rain just looking to pick up one more to make this 13-2 instead of 14-1. Not seen any team come back from more than a 7-round deficit against iNTACT, and with 12, maybe 13, this could spell trouble. iNTACT already finding a couple here at the beginning of the round. That was Optimus and Swan. I should say in ESEA. I need to clarify. In qualifiers against MDL teams, there have been teams that have come back against iNTACT. I should have clarified there. 4v3. Mikey, KMZ, and Dolphy. Mikey could find Optimus here, and he will. Had the advantage. And now we have a 3v3 Rain. Not out of this round yet. Turismo playing on the A side, who's just been a monster for iNTACT. Dolphy. Holding the angle at secret and does find Shake peeking out a little aggressively. So Shake is down. Now it's up to Nox and Turismo. Nox over at B ramp. Checking out what's happening at admin, and now creeping his way in towards Trophy. It's been happening here on the A side, and Turismo actually falls to KMZ, who was pinching in from heaven as Mikey and Dolphy came in from Squeaky. So now it's up to Nox. Coming from Squeaky, engaging with Dolphy. Sees where he is and has a molly to use. He does. Dolphy has to move. He's going to burn alive. Finally gets out with his life. KMZ comes in, gets the final frag, and Rain do at least salvage something out of that half, getting a second round victory. 13-2, though, for iNTACT. This is going to be a tall hill to climb, especially considering iNTACT is even stronger on their T side than they are on CT. Hope you guys are enjoying the cast so far. I am JRT. If you are, would really appreciate a follow over at JRTTV with 2 E's at the end. And of course on my Twitch as well, JRTTV without the 2 E's at the end. So iNTACT cruising along, looking for their 7th consecutive round victory. They're going to be at the halfway point of the season soon, and their stats are going to be absolutely ludicrous. I don't have the updated stats from the last match because I didn't have time, unfortunately, to make them since there was a bit of a delay in the previous one. But I can tell you that prior to the previous one they played, 3 players sitting above a KDR of 1.72. You have Optimus 1.72, Swan 1.80, and Turismo 1.89. The other 2, Shake at 1.62, and Nox, who's probably at about 1.1 almost now. Still not too shabby either. And then looking at their ADR, 97 for Optimus, 92 for Shake, 89 for Swan, and Turismo at 100 plus. I mean, some teams would be happy to have 1 player of those 4 on their squad, and iNTACT has 4 on 1 team. 13-2 for iNTACT. Here we go, second half of action, guys. Dolphy and Mikey walking out trying to stop the iNTACT train. That's a good start. Dolphy gonna find one on Nox. KMZ also gets the headshot on Turismo, oh, and then finds another one on Optimus. 4v2, Swan and Shake still standing here, but Mize goes down. Swan looking for more here, finds KMZ. 2v2 from a 4v2 to a 2v2. iNTACT. Man, you have to wonder. Rain must be so frustrated at this point. Getting those man advantages, a 2-man advantage, and now iNTACT walking into the site, have them trapped in mini. Swan finds a triple on Mikey, and Spammer goes down. Why? Rain have control of that round, and then Swan tears into them with a 3K, and they walk in and get the angle. They get trapped. They trap themselves inside of mini. And iNTACT just kind of creeps along and holds the angle as well. 14-2 in favor of iNTACT. And Rain just not able to find that killing blow. And I think that's been the issue for them, obviously, in the closer matches that they played. This one, it's a little one-sided, but when you're losing in 26-plus rounds, it's just you're unable to find those answers in the clutch situations, and perhaps seeing some symptoms of that here. Optimus going to walk into the A side, finds Dolphy. Mize goes down as well to Swan, who bought the SG553, now priced at $27.50, so why not? Optimus gets KMZ, and Shake finds Mikey, leaving only Spammer, who stands in the way of 13 match points for iNTACT. Spammer in mini, doesn't find anything. Nox tears him apart, and iNTACT now at 15-2. 13 opportunities to end this one. Mochilla, guessing this could be 16-5, but perhaps a 16-2 is coming in. Or Rain's going to come back and tie this one up 15-15. You never know. Anything can happen. They could be the first team in ESEA to do that to iNTACT. But with the buy they have now, I don't know. Swan walking in here, no hesitation. Look at the confidence. iNTACT gonna find 2 right off the bat. KMZ trades back 2, but Swan and Shake make it a 3v1. Spammer pops up from the corner, finds 1, then 2. Spammer trying to keep it alive, but can't. Shake gets the final frag. It will indeed be 16-2 in favor of iNTACT. That one, just complete dominance from beginning to end in favor of iNTACT Esports.